Okay, so much like the Raptor, how it has separate drive modes, and much like the previous Expeditions and the Ford F-150s, this one is gonna have awesome drive modes. The dial is right here, and I'm just gonna rotate it. That's gonna open the main menu here for me to change it. So I'm gonna rotate it, it's gonna open the main menu, I'm gonna change it. So in this one, I'm going to eco mode. That's gonna give us the best fuel economy possible. It's gonna reduce the amount of RPMs that the transmission is using, so it's gonna allow it to stay at low RPMs and reduce how much fuel is being consumed by the engine. So it's gonna try to optimize the best fuel economy possible by leaning out the fuel consumption. So I'll click again, and then I'll rotate one more time to switch into a new drive mode. And now I'm in the sports mode. In this particular sports mode, you notice over there on my left-hand side, I'm now in 4 automatic. So what that means is if a tire spins on the rear where it's predominantly producing power, it will automatically engage 4-wheel drive. This is a mode a lot of people just like to leave on all the time, and you certainly can do so. You'll primarily be in 2-wheel drive unless a slippage happens. So in the rain or while racing or going fast, put it in 4 auto. If you slip, it'll automatically hook 4-wheel drive and off you go. The beautiful thing about switching these different drive modes, if you haven't noticed already in looking at them, you're changing the entire dynamics of the digital display. So it's not just, oh, you're in sports mode. Now it's, hey, let's change the animations. Let's make red gauges. Let's make different gauges. So it's really, really cool how they do that. Rotating over, now I'm in trailer haul. This one also looks to be recommending a 4 auto. So we're gonna stay in that 4 auto mode, but in this mode, we're actually gonna turn on the transmission cooler because we recognize that we're gonna put that transmission through its cycles and carrying whatever we're gonna be loading up in the back. As you mentioned before, 9,300 pounds, that's best in class out of everyone out there right now. So that is absolutely awesome. Going ahead and changing over again. I'm in mud and ruts because why not? This vehicle can definitely off-road extremely well, especially with those Raptor skid plates. So we're in mud and ruts mode, and now it's put us in traction control off mode, and it's also taken the transfer case and put it in 4 high. This is going to gear it particularly for off-roading. What Ford's done with these driving modes is actually really remarkable. And a lot of the technology they've scooped from the Raptors, right? And so every time you change a driving mode, you're changing how the throttle response reacts, you're changing how the transmission shifts, you're changing how much fuel is being introduced, you're changing whether the rear differential is locked or not, you're changing whether the traction control is on or not. So it's really, every time you switch the mode, you're entering a totally different dimension for the vehicle. It's completely amazing. So it's totally different. And you don't have to be a professional because Ford's already pre-mapped the entire vehicle for you. So in this one, mud and ruts, switching over, I'm in deep snow and sand. So again, taking the traction control off, I'm putting in 4 high because I need to get that traction for the vehicle. And Ford understands that. So they built this mode for me. I don't need to understand I don't need to be a professional and how to understand on that type of surface. Ford has already engineered it for me in allowing me to just put it in that drive mode and off you go. It's kind of like set it and forget it. Plug and play, if you will. Moving on over to slippery and wet. This one's gonna put me in 4 automatic as mentioned before, so it's just gonna make sure that the transmission is shifting at low RPM so that we're not encouraging a slippage, and then keep us in that 4 auto, so we're getting really good fuel economy, having it on 2-wheel drive rather than 4, and then should we need it, it'll automatically kick in the 4-wheel drive. It's a really, really great feature. All these driving modes, by the way, I should mention, because it's on Sync 4 system, they're updatable over the air, so Ford may gift us a few more driving modes, which will be really, really cool. And I'm excited to see what's coming for the future as far as driving modes here on the Expedition.